All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got another McLane alum or standout man. We got the guy in the trenches, man. This guy's got one of the interesting names, man. Instead of Achilles heels, man, we got Achilles Alvarez, man. How's it going?
Good, good. You?
Doing well, man. Like I just gotta say, man, it feels great to have another player who happened to wear number 77.
Yeah.
Once upon a time in my junior year, I had that number for just that short amount of time.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, but speaking of yourself, man, what got you into football as a kid?
You know what? Just in general, since I was a baby, I always, liked the Raiders. I grew up in that fan base with my family, and just throwing the football. I used to play baseball when I was little as a kid, and in the middle school, that's when it really started. I was like, oh, I'm in the pads and stuff. I wanted to try it out, and ever since, I love the game of football.
That's good. I mean, sometimes it comes with the family. Sometimes those influences come into play.
Right.
Yeah, but since you play that certain position like offensive line, who do you study your game mostly after, man?
You know what? I don't really study people as a game. You know what I mean? I look at different people O lines and stuff like that. Like example of the Eagles, they have a good O line, stuff like that, and you know stuff like that. I don't really look at people as what I mean, just as a spotlight and model of my game.
Okay, so you play mostly offensive line throughout your playing days, right?
Yes, correct.
Were you ever coached by Woods?
Yes, sir. My freshman year.
Man, I'll tell you a lot of good things about this guy. I was coached by him once upon a time. But what's one thing he's always taught you as an offensive line?
You know, just have that dog in you. You know what I mean? Just no matter what, you gotta have that dog in you. I mean, because it starts with us in the front.
Yeah. What's the one motto that he always says? The one important motto, like when he tells
Um,
his linemen all this, he always says it.
man, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember it, but it's Highlanders never quit. There you go.
No, linemen's lead the way.
There you go. There you go. That lineman lead the way. Yes, sir.
Yeah, linemen lead the way. That's always been his
Yes,
thing. Yeah,
sir.
but Islanders never quits another symbol also. But we go with that linemen lead the way type of thing that he always
Yep,
says.
yep, yep.
Like, like, is he like a tough old school coach to you, or is he kind of like still kind of like relatable to you guys?
Nah, he's both. You know what I mean? He's tough when he needs to be tough and during practice and stuff. You know what I mean? But he's also that coach you can go into his classroom and talk if you need anything or anything, you know what I mean? He'll be with you, you know what I mean? He'll just talk to you if you need help. Like when I was in his classroom my sophomore year last year, I mean I had him as a history class, and you know what I mean he helped me with stuff and stuff like that. So he's a great coach overall.
Yeah, he's a great teacher in a lot of different ways, which I'll give him a
Yeah,
lot of credit. A lot of the success of what I had over the years was because of him. But
right.
but what's it like playing for a winning culture, man? Like I could just tell you by experience, we never experienced this type of culture in our time there.
Right. You know what I mean? It's a blessing to be a part of a winning culture because a lot of other teams around Fresno are not a part of a winning culture. And like Coach Pincati and Coach Trench and obviously Coach Woods. You know what I mean? We have great coaches, you know what I mean? So it's just a blessing to be a part of a winning culture.
For sure. But so going from the previous years, man, what do you take from last year as a learning experience, man? Just from that defeat in the playoffs, what can you take away from going into next year?
You know, um it's a lot, you know what I mean? We had previous we always lose to Emmanuel, they say, and you know what I mean? But I feel like last year we weren't as disciplined as this year. You know what I mean? We obviously fell short, but I feel like this year we're more locked in. You can say we're more disciplined, but that was the end of it.
Yeah, you gotta take it as learning experience, but
Right.
like let's say you see him again at some point, what would take just to get over the edge on him, man? Like I know it's something that you guys are gonna have to have on your mind going into next year. You guys got to get over the hump on that team.
Right. I mean, it would just, you know what I mean, really had to lock in, you know what I mean, and take discipline in all positions, in all scenarios, you know what I mean, and we did that, and unfortunately, I wasn't there because I was sick, you know what I mean, and that hurt more too. But I knew my guys were locked in. You know what I mean? So it'll have to take everyone in discipline.
For sure. So going into next year, man, what's one thing you want to work on to improve on the most of your game?
You know, I feel like I had to be more dominant. You know what I mean? I am dominant, and going in there and doing my job, but I feel like I can do more as my job. Leading the O line and stuff.
Yeah, got a lot of areas to work on because you're just like scratching the surface of what you are.
Right,
So like
right,
next year has to be more something you have to strive on the most.
right.
So as an opponent, man, are you more of a trash talker or you let your play do the talking?
I mean, I'm a little bit of both. You know what I mean? I don't really, I really don't trash talk, and I let the pads, I let the pads talk. But if someone trash talks me as an old lineman, you know what I mean? I have to get in there a little bit and push them around and back up my QB. You know what I mean? So it's just a little bit of both.
For sure, man. Like I know for an old lineman, like anybody like myself or anybody in general, like how do you react with a player who cheap shots your quarterback, bro? Are you going to be one of those guys that fights in the corner, or are you going to be the one that just tries to back away from the circumstances and try to make sure your quarterback's all good?
Nah, if they do that, man, I'll have to go. I'll have to go protect my QB, not get into a fight or nothing, but just get in their face. You know what I mean? Tell them, why'd you do that, and obviously not start a fight because that's not, the mentality that we want to go into the game. But I mean, you're not supposed to do that to a QB. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's just respect for both ways. So just get in their face a little bit and tell them, what's up. You know what I mean? But like, why'd you do that? And then that's when I'll let the pads talk. You know what I mean? That's when I'll.
yeah, yeah. That's a good way to go with it. How do you handle adversity when things just don't go your guys' way? How do you handle it by overcoming it?
You know what I mean, man? You just have to keep your head up. You know what I mean? You just have to. It's hard, and the just like the manual game. You know what I mean? I wasn't there, and I felt like I let my team down, and this and that. But that's old. That's past stuff. Now we're leading to a new year. You know what I mean? Obviously, our seniors are leaving us, and that was a bad. That was a bad thing and stuff like that. But I mean, it's a new year, a new schedule, and let's keep it
Yeah,
going.
yeah. What's encouraging for next year that you feel like it's going to be different next year?
You know what I mean, man. I just feel like this past week, man. I just feel like everyone is locked in and different. You know what I mean? As the beginning of last year, you know what I mean. Last year we ended the season off and we didn't weren't locked in like that. We're just let's just end the season. You know what I mean? But this year we've been in. I feel like stuff is changing little by little.
For sure, man. So outside of football, who is Achilles Alvarez, man?
You know what I mean? Outside of football, it's just I'm a good guy. You know what I mean? I'm there for anybody that needs to be here. You know what I mean? Here for my family, here for my brothers. You know what I mean? Just you know what I mean? Just me. I'm just me. I'm a good guy.
Seems like the kind of guy, like they say on the football field, you're just a different person, but off the field,
Yep.
you can be that person, of course.
Yep.
So when you go by personal goals, man, like what's the standard you want to accomplish? Because we all have backup plans, we all have major plans. We gotta think ahead what matters down the stretch. I mean, like football could be your priority, but what's your major going into like next year or going into college if you ever had that desire?
You know what I mean? If I, you know, uh, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just if I had that opportunity to go to college, I'll definitely go to college. You know what I mean? But for business and stuff like that, that's a whole nother route. But I mean, the main goal is to go to college and play for a college team. You know what I mean? And go. Obviously, the big goal is to go to the NFL.
Of course, like it's never like like they say, you just got to keep pushing for it, man. The dream just
Right.
never
Yep.
stops. But so just for you in general, bro, like just for the hard work and all the dieting that you guys do, like what keeps you in football shape just so you keep up with the rest of the guys? Because we all have that routine, that dieting, how to stay in shape. How do you keep yourself in shape?
You know what I mean? Obviously, the weight room and stuff like that, but it obviously comes into the meal prepping and eating right and stuff like that. Once in a while you can have that junk food and stuff, but that's really not the good stuff you can have and bad stuff. You know what I mean? But it's just preparing yourself for the next day, basically.
Absolutely, dude. Like just for the way I had to keep myself in diet, and I had to get a lot of the protein and cut off the soda. You know, that was something I had to sacrifice myself because
Yeah, yeah, yep.
I mean it was tough. It was tough, man. It was like one of the
Yeah, it's
toughest ones. I had
tough.
to
It
I had to
is
give up
tough.
soda, bro, for an entire year just to be in shape. And even at the time when I was in better shape, bro, I was at least maybe about lighter than I used to be. But that was something you had to sacrifice if you wanted to be on the
Right,
football field.
right.
Like just like that, man. Oh, I think this is your dad, right?
Yeah.
Hey, man. We
Shout
had a
out
little
to
conversation
Pops.
like almost a week ago, and he was cool with it. So it seems like
Yeah,
he's, yeah, that's what we're here for, man. We're here to
yes,
promote you, help
sir.
you get some opportunities down the stretch, man. But
Yes, sir.
yeah, let me give a shout out to one of the other audience, man. He's a good dude, really cool guy. I guess another person giving you some praise, you know, it's cool.
Okay, my sister. Yep,
Oh,
yep.
okay, salute to them,
Yeah,
man. You know,
yep, yeah.
this is your shine, bro. This is what you
Yeah,
got now.
yep. Shout out,
So
yep. Big
So,
little
so
big
what interests
sis.
you? Like, so what interests you outside of football? Like, what's your main interest, hobbies, and all the other stuff, bro? We all want to know what you are as a person.
Hobbies. You know what I mean? Obviously love playing the game, stuff like that, and just driving and just just being with the family and just stuff like that. Basically, just I don't know how to say it, but you know what I mean. Just being me, Just I don't know how to say it, you know what I mean. But
Be yourself and mostly just
yeah,
be. But you like those video games, don't you?
fishing too. The fishing. You know what I mean. Go out there for a fishing trip a little minute.
Yeah, I
So
guess
it's
your family's
just
coming by.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And it's good to get the support from all the families, bro, because you
Right.
know the ones who've been there with you since day one, man. Those are the ones who get the most appreciation, like everybody
Yeah,
else.
yeah, for sure.
So, so just for next year's goals, what do you want this team to accomplish, or what do you want to accomplish?
You know what I mean? I just want us to be disciplined and dominated, but the main goal is to obviously win the championship and um not no league stuff. You know what I mean? That's a good goal, but I mean that big title is the championship, and then obviously next is the state championship. So, you know what I mean? But I would like to have a ring on my finger, you know what I mean, my senior year, but that's the main goal.
Yeah, of course. We all want to strive for championship, man. That's the
Right.
that's the mentality. But the last time that this team has ever won a championship was 1973 against
Dang.
against Foothill High School, which I've done a lot of my studies on the history, but I don't know. Like,
Wow.
I mean, the
That's
only thing I would say, man, you've probably been a legitimate starter for quite some time for the school, so you've been more of that guy that they trusted the most, right?
correct.
Like, just from record wise, what other sports do you do at McLean?
I don't really do other sports. I just train in the off season with my coaches I need to coach with. But I mean, I was looking into getting in track, but I work too, so that's gonna be a hard balance. But I always get that working with my coaches that I need to get to working.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Like one thing I did when I was going at McLean was doing wrestling. That was another thing I
Yeah.
did. That kept me more in shape and more physical shape. But
Right.
I mean, what kind of record have you established at McLean? Have you broken
Um,
any other records of your own or personal records or something like that?
my own, what I mean, my own records, not no big school records yet, obviously, but that's my goal this coming in up season year. But you know.
But how much have you done cleans? Like I know they have their certain record for those 225 cleans. Like if you make the club, you get this type of record or something.
You know what I mean? I looked at those in the weight room and stuff, and we obviously, I personally have did more stuff like that, but they don't update it. You know what I mean? It
They don't
just
update it. Oh
they
man,
don't update it, man. It's just
yeah,
up
dude.
there. You know what I mean? As a whiteboard and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
whiteboards. They don't even change it. Like, dude, that's
Yeah,
crazy. That
the little whiteboard you go in the weight room you see they haven't changed it. You know what I mean? Like Demetrius Simon just passed the all scoring touchdown lead, and they had what I mean. Obviously, hopefully they change that, but. You know what I mean? It's just they don't change it. You know what I mean?
I guess you just have to go with the flow, like they say, man. I guess,
Yeah.
like they say, don't even worry about it. Just keep working for it, man.
Yep. Obviously. Yep.
Yeah, the only one standard that I had that still stands the test of time of when I was out there was the quickest pin, which I don't know. It was just that one match that just made me like that one dude, you know. But
Yeah. Yeah.
it only took the person like 12 years to break my record.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah, that's what somebody told me, man. But it's like I don't know, it's just crazy. But that was my transition from doing on the football field. Of course, you want to do track and field so you can stay in better shape, of course. But wrestling is probably something that you would probably want to do because of the strength and the body power. You play
Right.
offensive line, so you want to have that upper strength to pancake somebody, right?
Right. Yeah. Right.
That's the background I used for wrestling was because when I was playing some little bit of O line or D line, I had different ways to be a little physical. But wrestling was something relatable.
Right. Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, but are you kind of into pro wrestling a little bit or not?
I mean, I tried it out in middle school. I just not, I tried it and it was really not my sport. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I tried it, and I think my history of my family of boxing and stuff. You know, I did boxing a little bit, and as a little kid, my dad did boxing. You know, my grandpa did boxing. So that mentality, I think I just wanted to punch somebody. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you know what I mean? It's just not
Yeah, dude, that little boxing mentality, little physicality, a little bit of how
yeah,
to
yeah,
defend
yeah.
yourself.
So it was just not my get go. But I know
Yeah.
what you're saying, and obviously pops said that too, and all my coaches. But I was like, you know what I
It
mean?
will
It's
make you
just
more effective. Like, okay, if you were playing offensive line, of course, like you've been for quite some time, bro. Look at the likes of guys like Lane Johnson and Trent Williams. They've
right,
dominated the trenches because they are a physical dominance, bro. Wrestling can relate to that background because all you
right.
do is body slam people,
Yeah, yep.
and you
All
have
you
that
do is
power
pick
strength.
them up. Yeah,
Yeah, there's different ways how to do it. Like I've done wrestling for many years too myself, but it's like that's something I took from playing football was doing wrestling and track. But Woods,
yeah,
I think Woods does the track and field coach, if I'm mistaken.
yeah. He does. Yep.
He still does it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's crazy, but what's it like playing for that head coach that you guys play for?
Coach McCuddy, man, it's a blessing, man. Ever since I went there, it's just it's he knows what he's talking about. You know what I mean? He knows what to do and how to get us stronger and the game plan going into a game. It's just a blessing playing with him and being my head coach.
Yeah, that's got to be good to have a coach who knows how to win, dude. The last couple of years,
Yeah,
he's only had 2 losses. That's impressive.
yeah,
Man, I wish I was in your guys' shoes, man. That tells you how much we kind of like. I mean, I played with Montreal's dad before, so it was like
yeah.
we were on a lot of bad teams.
What was your record when you played over there?
Let's see, only 2 wins. We
Oh,
only had
dang.
2 entire wins, bro. Like a lot of the stuff just wasn't the same. Like our culture, locker room. I don't want to throw them under the bus, but we just weren't quite like clicking. We just weren't on the same page. Like it's not a knock on any of the guys that I play for. It's just
Yeah.
what you guys have is a brotherhood, right? They all work together, right?
Yes. Correct.
So how would you not like how would you compare the teams you played for, like from this team in general? Like how would you compare like a family vibe, a team you guys
You
could
know
work
what?
well together?
You know what I mean? I feel like we're just all in general a brotherhood. You know what I mean? We have that support from our families, and if they don't, we're there, and our coaches are there for them. You know what I mean? And in like middle school, that wasn't really like that. You know what I mean? You just do your own thing and go with your day. You know what I mean? But with this team, I feel like in last year, you know what I mean, it's just brotherhood. You know what I mean? Coaches are there. If you ever need anything, reach out to us. You know what I mean? So it's just stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the one thing is brotherhood and all that stuff, man. Like anything with anybody who could help you get better, man. That's the kind of people you can surround yourself with.
Right.
I mean, as far as offensive lineman, I've only played for maybe about a couple years because of injuries and all that stuff because they had to put me at a place. But I think you played it for a while and you already accustomed to it. For me, I had to
Yeah.
adjust on the fly. There's a difference.
Right. Right.
I was a defensive line guy, but they had to throw me out there. It was like a learning curve, a little different. But
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
how was it adjusted? Did you play defensive line or no?
Um, I really didn't. In middle school, I did. I played both sides. You know what I mean? Because they obviously needed somebody to just throw in there. You know what I mean? I did my job and stuff like that. But and when I got into high school, they're like, "Oh, you need to be an offensive lineman. You're offensive line built." And from then, I just basically positioned myself as an offensive line.
So how would you compare the difference? Like just from playing defensive line and going from offensive line, like what's the difference?
I mean, the offensive line, you can't really you don't see the ball. You know what I mean? You don't your back is against the ball, but in defense, you're that dog. You know what I mean? You have to go get the QB. Um, and yeah, I like both, and I like getting the QB and protecting the QB, but I like protecting my QB. You know what I mean? More
You
than
gotta be that
getting the
guard, man. You
QB.
gotta protect your
Yep,
QB, man, at all
yep, yep.
costs. So just for you to be a convincer, like just say you want to recruit some players, man. Like, why should they come to McLane, bro? They need to be sold, bro. You gotta sold them.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Get them
Why?
coming, bro. Get the championship going.
Why
You want
should he
the ring?
come to
Get some good
McLean?
players.
Why should he come? Man, you just come to McLean, man, because you know what I mean, our culture and our brotherhood, and obviously the winning program. You know what I mean. If you want to be a winning program, just come to us. You know what I mean. And we'll get you on. You know, just trust the process.
Trust the process. The program speaks for itself. Only 2 losses in the last 2 years, bro. That's got to be convincing for somebody to be a part of a winning program.
Yep. Yes, sir.
So, just as an opponent, which team that you kind of enjoy going against the most?
Roosevelt.
Well, my rival too, man. I enjoy playing against them the most.
Roosevelt, you know what I mean? When we played that team, they were like, oh, and they were a good team, you know, they're 6-0, we're 6-0 at the time, and they were saying that, oh, we couldn't beat them and this and that, and you know, the end result is the end result. But that was a good game because I knew the history of the back of it, and we obviously had the trophy the past 3 years, I believe, since Coach McCarty's been there. So it's just, you know, a dominant game, and it's down the street from us.
Yeah, the Battle of Cedars is what they would
Yes,
call it.
sir.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple of rivalries that I've had, like maybe the pleasure to go against. Like Fresno High was just some team I just didn't like. They didn't like us.
Yeah. Yep.
They were
Yep.
just too feisty. They were too little dirty. So it was like sometimes we get into a little physical with them.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think you would say Roselle is part of a respectable rivalry.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's just this because of Cedar and the people hyping that game up and
Yeah.
stuff like that. People come watch it and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
it's just
they were pretty chill and respectful. They weren't like kind of like Fresno High chirpers, man. They were like a little bit too.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Have you ever dealt with them chirping a little bit or no?
Fresno High, you know what I mean? Not the years I've been there because they just haven't won a game and stuff like that, obviously. But they obviously, you know, they when we play them, they obviously know what's coming on. You know, a blowout game.
Yeah,
But you know,
for sure, man. But for everybody else who's not familiar, man, tell the audience who you are.
my name's Achilles Alvarez. I play at McLean High School, and just I'm a good guy in general, and just ready to fight.
For sure, bro. Hey, if I need somebody to protect me on my blind side, man, I gotta have Achilles on my corner, man. Like,
Yes, sir. Yes,
if I
sir.
need somebody in the corner of the bar, man, I can always count on Achilles, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, you can.
Yes, sir, man. But for everybody else, man, thank you guys for tuning in, man. This is Achilles Alvarez, number 77 in your program, number 77 in your heart, man.
Yes.
That's all I gotta say, bro. Looking forward to what's next for your future for next year, bro. Definitely looking forward to get you on maybe in the near future, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Pretty much. Thank you.
Oh yeah, for sure, bro. And for everybody else, thank you guys for